Story 1. The irony of this thread is that the more upvotes you get, the worse you have answered the question. Story 2. One Tin Soldier by the original cast. It was also recorded for the movie The Legend of Billy Jack. Story 3. The Woody Guthrie and Billy Bragg song, Remember the Mountain Bed, would have been groundbreaking if Woody had finished it in his lifetime. It tells the story of humanity while also being intensely personal. There was nothing like it in Guthrie's day. Story 4. Play Crack the Sky by Brand New. Discovering the Waterfront by Silverstein. One Man Drinking Game by Mayday Parade. Story 5. Lucille Bogan, Shave Them Dry. Story 6. Ça plane pour moi. Story 7. Dan Deacon, When I Was Done Dying. Story 8. Hapapala by Icelandic band Sigur Rós. Story 9. Marquee Moon by Television is an iconic song from the 1970s you won't believe you haven't heard. It is a true rock anthem. Rest in peace, Tom Verlaine. Story 10. Floods by Pantera. Dimebag's solo in the song is incredible. Story 11. Dispatch, The General. Say Anything, Alive with the Glory of Love. I like songs that tell stories. Story 12. TV on the Radio, Wolf Like Me. Story 13. Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner by Iron Maiden is a masterpiece. Story 14. I would love to hear if anyone knows one of these or listens to one after seeing this. Not the most obscure songs, but ones I would say most people have not heard. Andrew Bell, When the End Comes, mellow synth pop. Eliza and the Delusionals, Just Exist, pop rock. Jason Isbell and the 400 Unit, Only Children, Americana folk. Caitlin Tarver Nicer, alternative pop. Khalid Motion, smooth rhythm and blues. Lord Huron, The Ghost on the Shore, folk. Maggie Rogers James, folk pop. The Neighborhood, Baby Came Home 2, indie rock. Noah Gunderson Home, alternative rock Americana. Red Hymn for the Missing, piano ballad. Vista Kicks, Chasing Wave, alternative rock. Wyatt Flores, Please Do Not Go, traditional country. Young in the City Annie, soft rock. Story 15. Slowdive, When the Sun Hits. A gem of a track from Souvlaki, an album that was rightly reassessed a few years ago as some of the original reviewers were too swayed by what was in fashion at the time. Dull Desire Me, punk band formed in 1977 who released one excellent album, Listen to the Silence. This single is not on it. Joy Division Deep Cut Glass, originally released on a factory sample alongside Cabaret Voltaire, John Dowie, and Durruti Column. The Gorillaz, Gatecrasher, not those ones, were a pub rock and later proto-punk new wave band circa 1972 to 1981. Pulp Little Girl with Blue Eyes, non-album single from 1985, and Clark Our Darkness, released in 1984, about 5 years ahead of its time. Story 16. Standing Outside a Broken Phone Booth with Money in My Hand by Primitive Radio Gods. Story 17. Glorietta Sinking Ship. Moondog Bird's Lament. Shaky Graves Proper Fence. Black Pumas Touch the Sky. The Kooks Seaside. Blind Melon Change. Er la Femme d'Argent. Radiohead Separator. Story 18. Crumbling Castles by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Story 19. T. Hoff van Commerce, Zonder Toetrekkerie. Best song ever if you take the effort to learn West Flemish. Story 20. Sons and Daughters by the Decembrists. Story 21. Darude, Sandstorm. Darude Sandstorm was a meme on Reddit for a very long time, especially on threads like, what song has the best lyrics? But any best music thread. Really, it has never been a sincere answer to anything. Story 22. I'll add one I think should be better known. Song Within a Song by Camel. Story 23. Subdivisions, Rush. Some will sell their dreams for small desires, or lose the race to rats, get caught in ticking traps, and start to dream of somewhere, to relax their restless flight. Story 24. Transdermal Celebration by Ween. Story 25. 3 Days by Jane's Addiction. The most epic song of all time. Story 26. Winds of Change by Jefferson Starship, Walking with a Ghost by Tegan and Sarah, Royal Station April 16th by Melissa Etheridge, and Don't Stop for Anything by Johnny Lang. Story 27, Mr. Bungle My Ass is on Fire. Story 28, One Headlight by the Wallflowers. She's So High by Tel Bachman. Story 29, Teleharmonic by The Smile. Story 30. After listening to about 6 of these selections on Amazon Music, I can only conclude that many people love very dull songs that take a long time to start. Story 31. Tons of songs by Bad Religion, but probably Anxiety and Only Entertainment specifically. Story 32. Accidents by Thunderclap Newman is a classic rock triumph that everyone should know but few do. It is 9 minutes of unusual sounds with a kazoo solo, but it rocks. Story 33. Nuvolbientia Bientia by Ludovico Einaudi absolutely sparked my passion for classical music. Story 34. Run Away with Me Carly Rae Jepsen. San Luis Obispo Scissor Sisters. Story 35. People listen to Grateful Dead studio versions when the live versions are much better. Story 36. Woman in Chains. Tears for Fears featuring Oleta Adams. From the album Seeds of Love. Story 37. Big Black Car by Gregory Alan Isakov. Any one of his songs would qualify though. Story 38. Edgar Winter's group, Frankenstein, 1973. This is not even the kind of music I listen to, but I still think about the song from time to time. Worth experiencing at least once. Story 39. Anna Ing by They Might Be Giants. Sky Blue by Peter Gabriel. The City Sleeps by MC 900 Feet Jesus. Watermelon in Easter Hay by Frank Zappa. Dear God by XTC. Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald by Gordon Lightfoot. Story 40. The Wayfaring Stranger, also known as Poor Wayfaring Stranger or I Am a Poor Wayfaring Stranger, is a song performed by many different artists in various styles over the years. The song endures through the decades. Story 41. Ministry, the fall for fans of hypnotic slow burners. It is like a funerary dirge with a 1990s industrial edge only Ministry can provide. Story 42. I am amazed at how few people outside of Canada know the Tragically Hip. New Orleans is Sinking would be a good example, but there are many more. Story 43. Heartbeats by Jose Gonzalez. Hauntingly beautiful and deeply moving. Story 44. Original poster. After you have received a good number of responses, please create a Spotify playlist and update your post with the link. Story 45. Someone here really got upvoted recommending a song with 2.4 billion listens on Spotify alone. Story 46. If you enjoy psychedelic acid electronic music, I recommend Feels Like I'm Dreaming by the Chemical Brothers. You might also like other songs by the Chemical Brothers, including Salmon Dance. Story 47. Evil by Interpol. The song is great and the video is great too, although it is nightmare fuel. No, it is actually not metal or screamy music. Story 48. This has been my niche since I was 6 years old, and I listen to a large amount of music. The list is in no particular order. I am genre agnostic, and this selection is far from curated or complete. Patterns will inevitably emerge because I do have a particular taste. I take the liberty to include well-known artists if I think a particular song is underrated, as well as include artists more than once. This is just what I collected running through old playlists I made. Thank you for this trip down memory lane. 1. Polymorphing Chairlift. 2. Stop This Train John Mayer. 3. Regulars Ali X. 4. Clash Eddington Again. 5. First Time Hosier. 6. Nocturne Wild Nothing. 7. Protocol Hotline TNT. 8. New York City Girl Angel Maurice Edit. Black Box. 9. Flaws Litany. 10. I Love the Night Blue Oyster Cult. 11. Automatic The Pointer Sisters Well Known. 12. Superstylin' Groove Armada. 13. Rock and Roll The Velvet Underground. 14. Peg Steely Dan. 15. Gullible Sam Galeatry. 16. What is love, delight? 17. Look right through MK vocal edit, Storm Queen. 18. Ride on time, black box. 19. Hallelujah, club mix, happy Mondays. 20. Cokes and botany, dust Dapperton. 21. Can you hear me? Amber Mark. 22. Notice JGRREY. 23. Paint it, lucky day. 24. Come on, you know that I'm a fool. MK.G. 25. Spin Spin Sugar, Armin's Dark Garage Mix, Sneaker Pimps. 26. Lavender Vacations. 27. Tell Me Million Young. 28. Long Lost Friends, Transit. 29. Erase, Cautious Clay. 30. That Sound, Sam Fender. 31. In Your Arms, Milo. 32. Lavender Nightfall Remix, Snoop Dogg. 33. Jasmine Quiet. 34. Reunion, Milo Remix, M83. 35. Fading Listening, Shiny Toy Guns. 36. Girl Like You, Toro y Moi. 37. Beautiful Dirty Rich, Lady Gaga. 38. COOL, Radio Edit, Lou Youth. 39. Tilted, Christine and the Queens. 40. Forget Me Nots, Patrice Rushen. 41. Hurting, Ten Snake Remix, Friendly Fires. 42. The Distance, Gavin Turek. 43. Pizza Guy, Touch Sensitive. 44. You Were Right, Nora N. Pure Remix, Rufus Dussel. 45. Body Talk, Majid Jordan. 46. Sirens, Shore. 47. A Song for Paula E. Shepard, Blonde Tongues. 48. Bees, Alice Alaska. 49. No Angel, Beyonce. 50. Harness, Wilma Vritra. 51. Deadbeat Club, The B-52s. 52. It Ain't Hard to Tell, Nas. 53. On and On, Stephen A. Clark. 54. Amnesia, Chairlift. 55. 93 Till Infinity, Souls of Mischief. 56. Galaxy Surfing, Jadu Heart. 57. Passin' Me by Farside. 58. Retrograde, The Knox. 59. Whatever You Want, Sports. 60. You, Her, Here. 61. She Yells, Sango. 62. Catching Feelings, featuring Mr. Easy, Riton and Kalo. 63. Mind Drips, Neon Indian. 64. You Just Are, featuring Jorge Elbrecht, Machine Drum. 65. Low Shoulders, Toro y Moi. 66. Hearts on Fire, Cut Copy. 67. Not the Same, Ben Folds. 68. The Daisy Chain, The Growlers. 69. Coming Alive, To Another. 70. The Reeling Passion Pit. 71. Give Me Just a Little More Time, Angela Clemens. 72. Clipped on Blood Orange. 73. Paradise, Change. 74. Walrus, D.D. Dumbo. 75. Eyes Wide Shut, Dessert. 76. Hacker, Death Grips. 77. Siberian Breaks, MGMT. 78. Death and Romance, Magdalena Bay. 79. Flower, Deer Hoof, Breakup Song Album Version. 80. Gunshy, Grizzly Bear. 81. Hell of a Ride, Nourished by Time. 82. Ludisco, Shiny Toy Guns. 83. Woo, Remy Wolf. 84. Love Enemy, Skeleton. 85. Lady Daydream, Mr. Twin Sister. Edit. Added numbers to make it easier to read. If anyone appreciates this, I will add another 15 to make it 100. Story 49. Nicotine Dolls, How Do You Love Me? Let Me Know, and Nothing I Do. Unease, Free Me and Kiss My Wounds. Story 50, Millionaire Falconer Lion Cut. Story 51, Just Nothing Better Than a Beard, The Beards. Story 52, To See Death Just Once Ulcerate. Sananda Psychonaut. Story 53, God Only Knows, NYBBL from Hippocamp Ruins Pet Sounds. It is a Beach Boys cover. It is kind of hard to find, but there are links available. Hippocamp Ruins is a UK label that got a bunch of bands to cover Pet Sounds. There are some really great covers on there, and going up against the Beach Boys in pop is a heavy challenge. Story 54, Francesca by Hosier. Also Work Song and Nina Cried Power. People know him from Take Me to Church and Too Sweet, but his entire discography is amazing. From the beats to his lyricism, everything is just perfect. Story 55, Apocalypse by Cigarettes After Sex. A collection of various Frank Zappa songs. These may not be for everyone. Story 56, Spanish Stroll by Mink DeVille. Story 57, I Feel Like a Bullet in the Gun of Robert Ford, Elton John. Story 58, Angry Again by Megadeth. I discovered it recently and it is excellent. I am not sure if my neighbors love it though. Story 59, I Want You, The Neck. Underrated remake of an obscure Kinks song from their much-maligned second album, but the little girls understand. Story 60, Spirit of the West, and If Venice is Sinking. Story 61, There is only one answer to this question. Manchester Orchestra, The Silence. Story 62, I am going to throw the younger crowd off a bit with Roland the Headless Thompson Gunner by Warren Zevon. Story 63, Volbeat Lola Montez. Metallica's version of Whiskey in the Jar. Polyphonic Spree Light and Day. Story 64, The Place He Inserted the Blade by Black Country, New Road. Story 65, Drive, She Said by Stan Ridgway. Story 66, My Time to Shine. My taste in music is diverse. I tried to find songs with low views. Story 67, How Was It For You, James? Ballad of Frank and Charlie Sumac. Under the Influence Citizen King. Astronomy Blue Oyster Cult. 3 a.m. Poets of the Fall. Honest Love Sirhan Sirhan. In the Meantime Space Hog. Born to Rock Buck Dharma. So Far Away 9 Days. Almost Ready Dinosaur Jr. Comfort Eagle Cake. Mr. Straight Flack. Story 68, Ship of Fools by World Party was released in 1989 but has never been more relevant than today. It becomes more relevant every year, unfortunately. Story 69, Said by Infected Mushroom, or Nevermind, or Project 100, or any song by them if you are into it. Story 70, One of These Days by Imani Coppola, the entire album actually. Story 71, How Do I Let a Good Man Down, Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings. Story 72, Wheat Kings by the Tragically Hip is a great example of storytelling. They deserve to be better known outside of Canada. Story 73, Not a Soul in This Thread Would Know Knife Gray Sea by Pilot Speed, but I would give it a 10. Story 74, Two Extremes. Coda Marine 475, King Crimson. Hellevator, Stray Kids. Story 75, Daylight by Failure. Story 76, Shamakay, Blood Orange. Rudy Supertramp. Everything is Embarrassing, Sky Ferreira. Home Good Neighbors. Can't Get It Out of My Head, Electric Light Orchestra. Human Sacrifice, Childish Gambino. Future Games, Fleetwood Mac. Story 77, by Slipknot. Yes, it is still popular, but when most people think of Slipknot, they think of Psychosocial Duality or Custer. It is my favorite Slipknot song. Also, I found out the Slipknot members do not know how to tie a simple slipknot, and as a crocheter it was painful to watch them try. Story 78. Someone make a Spotify playlist for this thread, please. Story 79. White Lies, Farewell to the Fairground. Story 80. I might also say some of you need to read the title again. I have seen several songs here from albums that have sold millions of copies, which is the opposite of songs that not many people know about. Story 81. Take Your Mama by Scissor Sisters. If you know, you know. Or, you know? But you're sitting there thinking, oh shoot, I forgot about that song. Thank you for reminding me. Third option, you have never heard it before and will now have a solid feel-good song in your road trip lineup. Story 82, Earth Over. Have a Nice Life. Mets Light Your Way Home. Neon Cowboy Shoplifter. Story 83, two songs for the same band Blasted Mechanism. Adam Bride. Kharkov. Story 84, Adeline the Dip. I just think it is such a romantic song to slow dance to. Story 85, No Resolve Worth the Fight. Story 86, Sunny Side of Heaven by Fleetwood Mac. Before Buckingham and Nicks. A heavenly instrumental. I can listen to it all the time. Story 87, The Ballad of Little Musgrave is a powerful piece performed by a men's choir. Story 88, If you like liquid drum and bass, I have been stuck on Crash Comet Tales of Summer for the past week. It was only released a couple of months ago. That drop. Story 89, SNFU Painful Reminder. Story 90, Anchored Down in Anchorage by Michelle Shocked. Before She Became Unstable. Story 91, For Hard Rock. Any song by The Warning is recommended. I suggest starting with the album Error. You're welcome. Story 92, Joe Henry's Helena by The Avenue. Great song. Well-known artist, but from an album not many people know. Story 93, Russian Roulette by Lords of the New Church. Banger. Story 94, I'm a Zombie, Rictor. Story 95, Vola, Inside Your Fur is an absolute banger that will never get old for me. Story 96, Why Do I, Will Stetson. Spit Me Out, Right Field. Binary Star Sawano Hiroyuki, You Are You. Good Ones Go to Heaven, Favil. Tension Ichi Swezua. No Roots, Alice Merton. Fluid Rasty. Story 97, Leon Russell and Mark Beno. Welcome to Hollywood. Story 98, Fatback Band. Are You Ready? Absolute peak disco perfection. The horns, synthesizers, outfits, guaranteed to make you move. Story 99, The Landing by Purple Hill Witch. A very good doom metal song. Story 100, Stevie Ray Vaughan. Couldn't Stand the Weather, September 21st, 1985. Capitol Theater. Official. Story 101, Stroboscope by Fleur de Peau. I heard it on the radio and I have loved it ever since. Story 102, Fire Tiger Ice Age. Amazing band. Cannot recommend enough. Story 103, Vienna Teng, The Hymn of Axiom. Devotional music written from the point of view of a marketing database. It takes the idea of being seen and understood and turns it into something intrusive and sinister. It is performed with a vocoder and becomes increasingly robotic and creepy sounding as it progresses. Story 104, Severed by Curbdog, Revelation by Tone 9, and Yonder by Clone are all songs that fit the bill, especially if you like heavy but melodic music. Story 105, Satellite by Vodum, Dog in the Wild by Lantlos, Yo Future by Apollo 440, Bulls by All Them Witches, Am I Going Up by All Them Witches, All Them Witches in General. Story 106, Ant Farm Eels, Long Ride Home Patty Griffin, Almond Grove Cracker, Would It Kill You, Hello Goodbye, Call Girls Self, Georgia Lee Phoebe Bridgers, Fallen for You Sheila Nichols, Northern California Girls, Camper Van Beethoven, if you ignore the first 10 seconds, which sound like a used car dealership commercial. I could go on, although I notice that the first few I can think of have the specter of death hanging over them, whatever that says about me. Story 107, 75 songs from 2003 remixed into 4 minutes by the Hood Internet. My favorite mashup of all time. Story 108, Paper Monkeys by Osric Tentacles. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.